Hello everyone, this is Vishnu, and for data structures, my TikTok concept is about sorting work in COBOL language. So let's get started. So what actually is sorting? So sorting is used for arranging records or data or anything of that sort, either in ascending order or in descending order. Like whether we have numbers, so sorting numbers like from 1 to 10, which is ascending in order, and 10 to 1, which is descending in order, similar fashion. Sorting of records, sorting of files, sorting of names. Actually, COBOL is a kind of a language which is used in business, in companies, for business analysis kind of purpose. So it's actually a common business language, which is very English in nature, and it, it is primarily used for businesses, finances, and administratives, and so on. So in companies, they do require, not only in companies, any organization, they do need something to sort their employees, their salaries, or whatever that may be. That particular employees, that particular team's employees or team members salaries, and so on and so forth. So like that, can as they can do whatever they want with that data, either do ascend or descend. So this is what actually sorting is, and in COBOL language, and its use in industry. So sorting can be used for sequential processing. It make sorting enables us to go through sequential processing, which is nothing but going through one by one. So moving on, COBOL sort. Okay, COBOL sort. There are actually two techniques of sorting files. So external sort and internal sort. Sort is something which is done in the hard disk rather than in the RAM. So in hard disk, let's say internal storage devices like hard disk drive or solid state drives or opt-in memory. So in these places, this external sort can be performed. Not sure about opt-in memory. Um, then then comes the internal sort for sorting the files or the data which is present in the RAM, which is nothing but your random access memory. So for internal sort, we can use COBOL program or COBOL language itself to perform internal sort, but to perform external sort, we need to use a JCL. So moving on. So sort verb. Actually, for every language, there are going to be a few predefined variables or predefined names which serves a purpose, and that will as a feature in that language or provided by the language. So sort is a verb over in COBOL language. So there are three files which are used by the COBOL in the process of performing this sort operation. So those files are input, output, and input work and output. Where input file is nothing but your the file which you feed in to the program, and that programs will create a work file, and in that work file uh, it will sort the data in either in ascending or descending order. The work file will do the whole thing, and after completing or after sorting the data as per the needs, then that whole data will be transferred to the output file, and when transferred to the output file, the work file will be deleted automatically. So This is how sort works in COBOL language. It takes three files, it creates three files, which is input work and output files. So moving on. So sort operations. Sort operations where which opens a work file in input output mode, where input file is nothing but your input as mentioned earlier, and the output file is the uh, out, output. I mean, to get the output file in to get the output file, we need to mention output. So transfers the records present in the file input file to the work file. All the records which are present in the input file are being transferred to the work file, and the sort will the sort file in sort the file contents in ascending or descending order with the help of record key. So and transfers the sorted records from the work file to the output file as mentioned in the previous slide. All the input file data will be transferred to the work file, and work file will do all the sorting operations on the data which it got from input file, and then it will send it to the output file, and it automatically closes the input and output files and but deletes the work file as mentioned earlier. uh, so this how the flow works in the sort operation, where the work where the first um, data will be sent to the work file, and from the work file the data will be sent to the output file, and both input and output files will be stored, but the work file will get deleted. But in the case of JCL, it's not like that, it's the other way. Like, there are only two files, which is input and output file, where output file first takes care of each and everything, and then outputs the whole thing, or the other way. But JCL just uses two steps, which is nothing but the input file, or two steps or two files, which is nothing but input file and the output file. But whether coming to COBOL, it creates an input file, then a work file, and all the contents will be transferred to the from the input file to the work file, while a work file is converting all the data it's getting, it's collecting. I mean, the all the data, it's the work file is sorting it out, and after sorting the whole input file, then it will just transfer the contents, all the contents which are present in the work file to the output file. So moving on. So this is how the syntax would look like. So sort work file on ascending key is nothing but the record key 1. So in a similar fashion, sort work file on descending key record key 2. So using input file, giving the output file. So the sort file, the sort with the work file will do the whole work, and by the using the input file, and it provides the output file. As mentioned earlier, all the work file contents will be transferred to the uh, output file, and whether it's ascending or descending, and the ascending or descending is nothing but the method what we are trying to pass. I mean, whether to ascend, whether to construct each and everything in ascending order or in descending order. So this is kind of similar to SQL, where uh, the same kind of syntax, I mean, the same kind of line uh, aesthetics were used, like from star, import, whatever the columns are. Same like that sort work file on ascending key record key 1. So on descending key, record key 2, and using, giving, descending, ascending, on, key, sort, those all are predefined ones. So this is how the syntax would look like. And yeah, thank you.